Hey folks, this is Mrmathblog. This lesson is area of triangle. So we kind of explored it in the last lesson, and don't forget all your lessons can be found at mrmathblog.com. And when you go to that site, it's right here, and it'll take you to a site that looks like this. And then make sure you pick this 6th grade link right there. So this one's for my district, and this one's for your district, and it'll get loaded up right down there when we take care of this lesson. Okay. All right. So here's our Common Core strand for our teachers, and our question here is how can we find the area of triangles? Okay, so any parallelogram, so here's a parallelogram right here, can be divided into two triangles, so two congruent triangles. So if I sliced it right down the middle right here, then it makes these two congruent triangles right here. Okay, and each of these triangles is half the area of that parallelogram. And so since the area of a parallelogram is base times height, then the area of a triangle is always half of base times height. So we just do base times height and then take half of that. Okay, so let's try that with this problem. So the distinctive triangular shape of the Flatiron building, which is in New York, was built in 1902. And it was built in this shape to fill in this wedge-shaped corner right here, the property located at 5th Avenue and Broadway. So this diagram right here shows the dimensions of the foundation of the building. So down here, right here. So what's the area of this triangle? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use our area formula. And so how can we identify a base and a height of a triangle? Okay, well, the base is just one side of the triangle, and then the height is always forming a 90-degree angle with the base. So it always goes to the opposite vertex also. So there's a height right there. All right, so let's go ahead and find the area of the triangle. Okay, so here's our formula. Area equals 1/2 base times height. Let's slide that up right there, okay? And then let's substitute in 190 for B and 79 for H, and so there we go. And then we're going to go ahead and multiply 190 times 79. Okay, we can do it that way, or we can use compatible numbers. 79 is close to 80, so we can write 79 as 80 minus 1, and then distribute 190 times 80 and 190 times 1. And all we have to do is multiply 8 times 19 and add the two zeros, and then multiply and then subtract 190 from that. Or we can think of 190 as a compatible number as 200. It's 200 minus 10, and then we can do 79 times 2 and add the two zeros and then subtract 790. Okay, I'm going to do this method right here though. We'll do one of these methods in the next problem right here with a division. Okay, all right, so we're going to go ahead and multiply the 9 through, so 9 times 0. 9 times 9 is 81. Carry the 1 down here, and the 8 goes up here. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 8 is 17. Okay, now we're going to multiply this 7 through. It's in the tens spot, so we always put a 0 in right there for the 10 spot. Now we'll multiply the 7 through. So let's do that. So 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 9 is 63. So we carry the 6 up here, crossed off the old carry 8. Okay, and then 7 times 1 is 7, plus 6 is 13. Okay, and then we add these two numbers together right there. So when we add those up, we get 15,010. Okay, we still got to multiply by a half right there, so let's do that. So when we multiply by a half, it's like sliding a 2 in the denominator right there, and it's like dividing by 2. So we can divide by 2 long division like that, but I'm going to do the distributive property and change this 15,010 to 15,000 plus 10. Okay, and then I know 150 divided by 2 is 75. So this is going to be 75 with the two zeros right there. And okay, so there's let's do that. So 75 with the two zeros is 7,500. And then now we'll do plus 10 divided by 2, which is 5. So then we just add those together. We get 7,505. Okay, so the area of that triangle is 7,505 feet squared. All right. So explain how the area of the triangle relates to the area of a rectangle that has the same base and same height. Okay, so here we have a rectangle that's 10 by 4. Okay, so the area, and then here's a triangle that's base is 10 and the height is 4. So they have the same base and same height. So the area of the rectangle is just 4 times 10, or 10 times 4 is 40. 40 inches squared. Over here it's 1/2 of 40 inches squared, which is 20 inches squared. So can you see the area of this triangle that has the same base and height is half the area of this rectangle with the same base and height? So let's answer the question. The area of the triangle is half the area of the rectangle with the same base and height. All right, let's find the area of this triangle. Okay, so here's our formula. Let's substitute in 4.5 for the base and 3.5 in for the height. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and rewrite those as improper fractions. Okay, so we'll rewrite them as fractions. So do you remember we do 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. So this, we just changed the numerator to 9/2. And then so let's go ahead and do that right there. And then so same with this, 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So this is going to be 7/2, okay? Now we're going to go ahead and multiply. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. It's not 6, that's 2 plus 2 plus 2. 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, okay? And then 1 times 9 is 9. 9 times 7 is 63, okay? So we get 63. And then we're going to go ahead and rewrite the fraction back as a mixed number, okay? I know 8 times 7 is 56. Okay, so 8 goes into 63 7 times with 7 left over. So because 63 minus 56 is 7. Okay, so we get 7 and 7/8. All right, so the area of that triangle, remember it's always in square units, is going to be 7 and 7/8 feet squared. Okay, so here we had to change these to an improper fraction right there. Okay, and then we multiplied the tops and the bottoms, and then we took that answer and we changed it back to a mixed number, and then that's our answer. And don't forget, area is always in square units, okay? All right, so here the area of this triangle is 225 feet squared, and the base measures 30 feet, okay? So what's the height of the triangle? So we've got to kind of work backwards, okay? So here's our formula right there. Now we're going to substitute in the area. The 225 goes here, and we still don't know the height, but we know the base is 30. So let's go ahead and substitute those values in right there. And then we'll multiply 1/2 times 30. So what's 1/2 of 30? Well, that's 15 right there, okay? And then we're going to use the division property of equality. Well, this is 15, so that goes right there. And then we're going to divide both sides by 15. So as long as we do it to both sides, we're okay. And I know 15 times 15 is 225. Okay, so those 15s cancel, and 225 divided by 15 is 15. All right, so let's answer the question here. So the height of that triangle is 15 feet. All right, you guys, I hope that makes sense, and take care.